Hello?
Hello, how are you?
I'm good. How are you doing?
Okay. You asked me to call you. This is Joe.
Oh, hey, Joe. What's going on?
I'm okay.
Good.
Yeah, I came on Craigslist.
Oh, yeah. You responded to my ad. I had an Alienware laptop for sale. And you say you want to
Yeah.
buy it?
Yeah.
Okay,
So
great.
I would like to know where to send. I would like to know where to send your money order in the mail. Like I told you, I'm gonna pay with money order.
Oh, it's a money order? Okay.
I have money going money order.
What's that?
You understand that? I said MoneyGram money order. As soon as you got it in the mail, you have to take it to your bank to have the cash. So
Okay.
I'm gonna need your phone and address for me to send your payment in the mail. And you should expect to have it in few days time.
Right, right. Okay. I could probably do that. And you wanted, let's see, the Alienware computer. Well, how much were you going to send me? How much money? Are you going to
Okay.
write, are you going to write the check for?
Hello? Like I told you, I'm gonna send you $30 extra for the delay. Do you understand that? So I'm gonna need your full name and address for me to get your money order in the mail.
All right. Do you want me to go ahead and give that to you now?
Yeah, you just go ahead and send me the full name and address to my other number. You understand that? So I can get your money order in the mail.
Oh, I see. Okay. All right. Cool. So, when do I send the laptop out? Do I send the laptop out now or when?
As soon as you got the money order in the mail, you get the laptop sent to my office. So I'm gonna provide you an address for you to ship the laptop.
Okay. Well, what bank are you using for the money order? Are you using Amscot or what are you using?
It's not due to my bank, you understand that. So I'm gonna get the money order at a store, city store right here. You understand that. So all you have to do is just for you to take it to a bank. I hope you have a bank account.
I do. I do. Um, well, I'm asking $500. Is that okay? Can you do 500?
Uh, yeah, no problem about that. No problem about that.
Okay. Well, let me ask. Can I ask you something? Uh, are you where are you calling from? I mean, like, where would I send it? What state do I send the laptop to? Where do I send the laptop
Uh,
to?
yeah, you are sending me to my teen house, my tennis.
To where?
Tennis.
Oh, you're in Tennessee?
Yeah. So that's where I want the laptop sent. Yeah, I found out. So I'm buying it for my friend.
Okay. Well, do you have the address now? I can go ahead and write the address down now, and I could have it ready. I could pack up
Uh,
pack up the laptop and have it ready to send to you.
like I just said to you, I don't want you to be in rush with this. You understand that? I want you to get the payment first. So after you got the payment, we can
Okay.
make
Well,
arrangements for the payment.
I gotta know where I'm sending it to. You say a friend. Why am I not sending the
Yeah,
laptop? Why am I not sending the laptop to you? Send it to you.
like I told you, I'm buying it for my friend. You grab that.
Oh, is it like a gift?
Yeah, it's like a gift. You understand? So I want you to get the money order first. You got your card, then I will provide you the address. You understand that?
Okay. Well, that sounds good.
Um,
You know,
okay. No
and I'm
problem.
sorry. What's your name again?
Oh, Joe.
Joe. Well, it's nice. It's nice to hear from you. I'm Jess. My name's Jessup.
Okay, no problem. You're welcome. I will be expecting to hear from you with your full name and address.
Okay, I can do that.
On your end.
You know,
No problem.
there's one thing I was thinking about though. You know,
Okay.
you know how there's a lot of people that work real hard for the money, right? And
Yeah.
some people only make like $80 a day. Some people make a lot less. and they work hard. But what's admirable about those people is that they're making an honest living, and they got good hearts, and they're trying to do the right thing. And what makes me disgusted is people who try to take advantage of others and try to get something for nothing. But you know what, my friend? There's no such thing as something for nothing. There's no such thing as free. And if you were to realize that there's no such thing as free, and that what you're doing is dishonest, and that you're a scumbag for doing what you're doing, you'd stop doing what you're doing. What would your mom think about you doing what you're doing? You think she'd be proud of you? Huh?
What?
Do you think your mom would be proud of you?
What?
I says, do you think your mom, would be proud of you knowing that you're doing what you're doing?
What do you think I'm doing?
What's that?
I said, what do you think I'm doing? I'm honest, So why do we have to say that?
I know where you're at. You're in Nigeria, and you're probably in a cubicle with a whole bunch of other people, and you write people on Craigslist and hoping that one person out of 100 responds, and that they're suckers, and then you send them the money order, and then the money order eventually bounces, and then you run off with a laptop. What you're doing is you're stealing. You're a crook. You wake up in the morning, and you wake up in the morning, and that's your life is stealing from other people. What do you think? I mean, how could you feel good about going to bed at night knowing that you're a crook, you stupid scumbag? Tell me that. How do you feel knowing that you're a crook?
Oh my goodness.
Oh my goodness. You think Americans are stupid? Do you think that we're really that stupid? Yeah, not 1 out of 100 of us is stupid. The majority of us are smart, and we know what scumbags like you are doing. You know what I hope one day? You know what I hope one day happens? We give financial aid to like countries like Nigeria, right? You know what would be funny?
Nigeria?
Yeah. You know what would be funny is if the United States said, "Listen, for every dollar that's taken out of one of these internet scams, then we're going to withhold $1 of foreign aid to Nigeria." And then you know what would happen? Your corrupt government would start clamping down on your ass, and they would round your ass up and start arresting you. If that started to happen, what do you think about that?
That's awesome. I really love that.
Oh, you'd love that, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah. But I mean, why would you contact some random city in Florida to buy a computer? Why Florida?
That's what I do for a living, so I don't have any other way to survive.
You don't have any other way to survive?
Yeah, that's what I do for a living.
You're a crook. That's what you do as a living, right?
Yeah.
Why can't you work? Why can't you get up in the morning and do construction?
Yeah.
Huh?
I'm a student, so this is where I get my money. So I go to school. This is how I make my living. So you make a living stealing off of people. What are you going to school for? Yeah, that's why I'm going to school. I don't have a way to go to school if I don't do this kind of job. So what am I saying? You can't go and work at a job after school. You can't go and work somewhere for money. You have to steal from people. Hello, there's no good job here in my country. In Nigeria, correct? Yeah. Yeah, so you admit that you're in Nigeria. In Nigeria, so I have to make a living. So you can't make a living doing something else. Like there's not a job that you can do in Nigeria, like at the school, or doing something like, I mean, what do other students do that are going to school in Nigeria? What do they do for money? Like, my country sucks. So this is the only way we make a living. We have a better job, no good lights, no good electricity. So if we don't do this kind of job, there's no way for us to make a living. So you have to understand that. Well, do you work for someone, or do you do it
just by yourself?
I do this by myself. I've been onto this for a long time.
So if you're going to school, how many years you been doing this for?
So what?
How many years have you been doing this for?
I think over 4 years now. So this is how I sponsor myself to school. This is how I take care of myself.
Well, what are you studying? What are you studying at school?
In school, I'm studying architecture.
Architectural. Well, let me ask you: if there's no jobs in Nigeria, how are you going to get a job as an architect?
Yeah, as soon as I'm done with my school, I'm gonna leave this job, so I will look for a better job to do.
So you're going to be an architect in Nigeria?
Yeah, I'm gonna be an architect as soon as I'm done with my school.
Well, why do you think you will be able to get a job as an architect if there's no jobs?
So,
How can you get a job as an architect if there's no jobs?
yeah, like I told you, I'm still a student, so as soon as I'm done with my job, with my school, I'm gonna find a good job and leave.
Listen, I empathize with you. Okay, I really do empathize with you. But
Okay.
you got to understand, the people that you're doing to in the United States, you think, oh, we're all rich. We all got a lot of money, and that we can afford to lose a laptop. But the fact of the matter is that people in the United States are struggling just like you are. It's not easy. We have to work 8-10 hours a day in order to have health insurance or to put food on our tables. It costs a lot of money to buy food and whatever, and to buy houses and stuff. I think that you think that all Americans are rich, and that's just not true. The people that you're calling and stealing laptops from on Craigslist, a lot of them have like 3 or 4 kids. They're struggling to pay the bills. Their wife left them, their husband left them, and they're having a hard life. And I think if you realize that you're hurting people that that need the money, I don't think that you'd be so happy to do what you're doing.
Well, what if I don't have any other way to make money? So how are they expecting to live a good life?
So you want to live a good life by taking from others?
Yeah, I don't have any other way to make money. So you want me to go suffering?
So let me ask you, what's the difference? Why don't you just get a gun, walk around the street, and rob people? How about that, and take money? Why not do that?
Oh, I can't do that.
How come?
I can't put a gun on someone's head and ask them to give me money. It's not possible. I have to make use of my goodwill. You understand that? So that's why I prefer doing this on Craigslist.
Yeah, but why don't you just steal money and why don't you just go to a store and steal money? Or why don't you steal from other people in Nigeria?
I can't do that. I can't do that. It don't expect me without rob me. I can't do that. I can't go to store to steal money.
How come?
Why can't I just go to the United States? People in the United States are rich. So it's good for me to just do it in the United States, There's no way for the government over there to trace me.
You're saying what?
If I should go to a store and the government would be after me, and I don't want to do that.
The government would be after you. Well,
yeah, and I don't want to do.
How do you know that you won't eventually get caught doing what you're doing? Why do you say that you can't get in trouble doing what you're doing?
I can never be caught because I have a brain. I'm making use of my brain.
You make use of what?
My brain.
Oh, your brain.
Yeah.
So you don't think that they'd catch you doing what you're doing?
Yeah.
Did you know that some laptops have GPS devices?
Look, there's no way it's going to work down here in Nigeria.
You want to bet?
Yeah.
You don't think so?
It's not going to work here in Nigeria. You have to get it out of your brain, man.
What would happen? What would happen if you did this to someone in the United States? Like, listen, what if you did this to someone that's not mentally all there. They're sick in the head, right? But they got a lot of money. They send you a laptop and they fly over to Nigeria. They got a GPS tracking device on the laptop, and they come hunt your ass down and beat your ass up. What would happen then?
Hello, listen. Forget about the GPS. Yeah, thunder. There's no way U.S. government is going to tackle us. We are too many for that. Okay.
You've thought about it before, though, haven't you?
Yeah, do you think the U.S. government have the chance to just come down to Nigeria just because of $2,000 or $3,000? That's bullshit. Yeah, son. So if you wanna do a real fraud, you have to defraud like about $50,000 US, $100,000 US. Yeah, the government will be after you.
Well, you're saying you're using your brain, but did you know that there's other ways to make money online that you don't have to steal? There's.
If I have other way to make money, I'm gonna need this job. Yeah, standard.
Yeah, but you said you've been doing it for 4 years.
Yeah, I've been doing this for 4 years. You know, like it's not easy, like it's hard.
Yeah, but you don't have any integrity though. Like, you're wanting a job as an architect, but who would want to hire a crook? Because you know what's going to happen? You're going to get into whatever job you're in, and your crooked ways is going to come out, and you're going to do something stupid, and you're going to get fired or arrested. Eventually, it'll catch up with you, because there is such things called karma. You know?
You know what? Yo, are you trying to say something about karma?
What's that?
Are you trying to say something about karma?
Yeah, you know what karma is? You do bad things, and you're a taker.
Yeah, I know karma is real. We understand that. But if you should look back to the history, we have been took as slaves. We understand that. Those days, in the ancient days, where the white took over Nigeria before they gained independence.
Okay.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So we have been took as slaves. They took all we got, all our money, all our mineral resources. You understand that? So the white took over our, most especially the British. You get that? Just go there and read Nigerian history. You will understand what I'm trying to say.
I know exactly what you're saying, and that's what I assume that a lot of people in Nigeria think. They think that, hey, in the past you stole from us, your ancestors stole from us, and so that makes it right for us to steal from you.
In the past, your ancestors, yours, not Nigerian ancestors, in the past, your ancestors took from us. They understand that.
Well, if I read history correct, there's a buyer and a seller, okay, and yes, it was morally wrong for slaves to be taken from their home. I agree with that, okay, but a lot of your ancestors were the sellers. A lot of people from Nigeria who were black participated in the selling of their own people. Am I correct about that?
Okay.
Am I correct?
Yeah.
So how come aren't you are not angry at them, and how come you're not stealing from them? Do you understand?
God, those days we are not wise enough. They are some. So after we get independent, we have to discover, oh my God, these people have used us for money.
Yeah, but you know what? Money doesn't create things. Money doesn't create factories. Money doesn't create anything unless you build it. Okay? There's other ways to make money instead of stealing. You don't have to steal. You got plenty of resources. You got plenty of resources in Nigeria where you can create a good life instead of stealing from others.
Okay.
And I
So
just,
what are you say?
and the last thing,
What
and you know what I remember? You know what I know? Your people were sold into slavery a few centuries ago. So the people who you're stealing from aren't slave owners. They didn't do anything. They're not slave owners. They don't know anything about slaves. So you're taking from them, and they did, and guess what? A lot of people that you're taking from are African Americans. They're black. So you're stealing from a lot of black people that are on Craigslist. So how do you justify that?
So like like you don't before this is revenge. You understand that? So we don't have to take a revenge. So why are you complaining?
Why am I complaining? Why would I want to lose my laptop? You're asking me why I'm complaining. Why would I want to get rid of my laptop for free? That's what I'm complaining. I'm complaining because it would take me half a month's salary working in order to pay for the laptop. And you don't want to pay for it. You just want to steal it. And you're asking me why am I complaining? Why should I pay 2 weeks?
We listen, but you have to realize that I'm not putting a gun at your forehead. You got that? I'm only using my brain.
It's worse. It's worse than a gun. It's worse.
No, it's not. I'm not forcing you, son. I'm not forcing you to sell me your laptop. Is that what I'm saying?
If you put a gun in my head, you might get $20 from me. What you're doing is worse. You're stealing a laptop that's worth $500. That's the same thing as putting a gun in my head. You're stealing 2 weeks of my life, and you think that's okay? I never owned a slave. You're blaming me for your hardship, but I never owned a slave in my life, and you just heard from me that I don't agree with it. So you're punishing me. Do you see what I'm saying?
Like, yeah, I understand what you're saying. Like I just said to you, if I said doing this, now I'm putting a gun on someone's head. That was bullshit. I can't do that.
It's what you're doing is just as bad as putting a gun to someone's head and stealing from them.
It's quite different. What I did is quite different.
There's a victim. I mean, there's a victim in there. You know, you're committing a crime, and yeah, you might not get arrested for it, but karma. You don't think that eventually it's going to come back to you? Okay, you're probably a young man now, but when you get in your 30s and 40s, you're going to think, you know what? I stole from people. You're going to eventually have kids, and someone's going to steal from your kid that way. And you're going to look back and you're going to remember. You're going to remember of all the people that you stole from. That's what karma is. You know what life's about? Life's about giving. When you go to work, you provide something, you give to something, and you're creating something. That's called giving. And what you're doing is not giving, you're taking. That's all you're doing. You're a taker. And
you realize that I give and take. This is no matter all about giving. You understand what I'm saying? I give and take. That's one thing about this life. That's one thing I want you to understand. So I don't expect you to be complaining. I'm not putting a gun on your forehead. Yeah, so why are you complaining?
I just told you because I don't want to lose a laptop. You're trying to get me. You're trying to send a fake money order to me, which will bounce.
Okay.
You know, 2 weeks from now, that money order will bounce. And
okay, what does it tell you? That money order I'm sending to you, I use money to buy it. So what else do you want to tell me?
What are you talking about? I send you a laptop. You get a free laptop. You send me a fake money order, and then the money order bounces. So you have the laptop, and you don't pay anything for it.
But if I should tell you the money order I'm sending to you, I buy it with money. So what else do you want to tell me?
You don't pay with money. You don't pay with money. The check bounces. You know what bounces mean? It means the bank says there's no money in there.
Okay. So don't forget about it.
Forget about it. Why would I want to lose a laptop?
You know what? You have to be wise. You have to be wise.
I am wise. That's why I'm telling you what you're doing is wrong.
You're not. There's a way for you to make money. There's a way for you to make good money. If you want to be my friend, I will teach you. You got that.
You know what? I wouldn't do it for $1 million because guess what? Before I steal money from people like that or laptops, I'd rather live under a bridge, eating canned beans every day before I'd steal from somebody. I couldn't live with myself. I'd rather live in a cardboard box before I stole from somebody. So my conscience would kill me. So no, thank you. No, thank you. I don't want to learn how to steal from people. Okay? I'm smart enough to make a living on my own. I'm smart enough to be able to give back to society. And that's the reason that is the reason why you're in the situation that you're in. It's because people are constantly looking to take and they're not looking how to give or to create. And that's why you're in a position that you're in. Okay, why don't you be better? Why don't you be better than the people around you and say, look, I'm not going to take from people. I want to give, and I want to find a job, and I want to be able to make money. What you're doing is it's bad, man. It's horrific. And
okay, let me get this to your notice. Do you think if I'm in the United States of America, do you think I'm gonna steal from people? It's not possible for me to do that. You are living a good life here in the States. It's not easy down here in other states, in Nigeria, in other countries. Life is hard. I want you to understand that.
Have you ever been to the United States?
I've not been to the United States, but I have been to a country. Life is hard.
But you don't know how life is here. You think it's easy here? People still have to get up every morning, go to work, and pay the bills, and it's not easy. I'm not saying that it's not hard in Nigeria, but there's ways to make money. If you're smart enough to get on the internet and make money, you can make money. You can make money doing internet marketing. There's multiple ways online you can make money. You could write blogs. You might not make as much money stealing from people, but there's ways that you can make money.
Okay.
All right, and people aren't dying. I mean, I just don't understand what your thinking is.
Well, like I just said to you, if I have other means of making money, I'm gonna leave the job. Okay? So I don't want to worry about that.
You can't work at a farm?
Is what?
You can't work at a farm?
I have done that in the past. I was bored in the house. I have done suffering, big suffering. Big suffering for me. I can just go back to that kind of life, you know. That's why I'm just praying to God each and every day in my life that God loves me.
Well, I mean, you know, the unemployment in Nigeria is what, 30%? But there's 70%. I think the unemployment rate in Nigeria is like around 30%. But 70% of people work. 70% of people are working. Why don't you do something that you're doing?
There's corruption all over here in Nigeria. You understand that? So Nigeria is poor due to the government ship. You know, then the government don't provide Nigerian citizens a good job. A lot of students out there suffering. They just have to make a living. So people are surviving through this internet fraud. You understand? A lot of people don't have a good parent to take care of them, like someone like me. You understand? If
Well,
I have
let
a
me ask
good parent,
let me ask you this much: how many laptops are you able to steal in a month? Would you say?
okay. To be honest with you, I don't deal in stealing laptops from people. I prefer to send their money order and get back the balance. So that's what I do. I don't fill out from them. I can only ask you to go ahead and cash the money order. Like I say to you, I'm gonna send you, like, if you send me your address, I'm gonna send you two money order, which is $1,850.
Right,
So
right. So
when
I got you. So what you're doing is let's say you want to buy my laptop for 500, right? And then what you do is
yeah,
you say, "Oh no, whoops! I accidentally sent you 800. So can you
yeah,
send me $300 back?" So then
eh,
what happens is I send you the $300. Your
I will leave you.
your 500
If you don't,
bounces, but I'm out $300 is basically what happens. Yeah, I've had that where people on Craigslist from Nigeria, they'll say they'll send over the amount, and they'll like, "Oh, I accidentally sent you the wrong amount, and I want to send you please send me back the difference." So I got you. That makes sense. So how much money do you think you make a month doing that?
well, like life, it's really hard these days. It's not constant. Sometimes I make $2,000 in 2 weeks, 3 weeks, or something. A month I can make 3,000, maybe let's say 3,000 in every 2 months. You know, so that's what I use for my bill, my school. Like I pay 100 and like almost 200,000 Nigerian money in my school fees. I have to pay my house rent. I have to feed myself. Um, I need money.
I got you. That's interesting. So if you get $2,000 or $3,000 a month, that's a lot of money in Nigeria. That's a lot of money. So you're getting a lot more. You're getting a lot more money than it takes to pay your bills and your tuition.
But do you understand this? It's not constant. You understand? It's
So
not
some
constant.
months you make 3,000,
Sometimes,
some you make 1,000, right?
yeah. So sometimes, you understand, for over 6 months now, I have not made money. I have not made any money on the internet for over 6 months now. So you just realize some days are good while some days are bad. And I understand that. Like now, I'm looking for my school fees, and I need to pay that in 2 months. In next month, I need to pay my school fees, and I don't have any money with me right here to pay my school fees. So that was why I'm working so hard on the internet, just for me to make a living, just for me to pay my school fees before it's due.
Okay. Well, so do you have a lot of friends that deal in this kind of thing, or is there like a lot of places where there's like a whole bunch of people working, like in cubicles, and it's like a
Yeah, and I have a lot of friends that do this kind of job all over, not only in Nigeria, it's all over the country. So I want you to realize that scam is all over the country,
oh,
not
I know that.
only in Africa.
I know that. You're not telling me anything I know. People know that Nigeria though is the major. How do you think that I knew that you were calling from Nigeria? How do you think I knew that?
My accent,
No, I knew it just because of the scam that you were doing. Most Americans know about Nigeria. They know that's what the country's about as far as scamming, and they even call it the Nigerian scam. I mean, it's well known in the United States.
Yeah, yeah, it's well known in the United States that all over in Nigeria it's just
Yeah.
full of scams.
I know you do.
So this will corrupt.
I know you do architecture. What school are you going to?
Sorry?
What school are you going to?
School?
Yeah, what school?
I don't give out that details, so I don't want you to find me. You understand that?
Well, you're going to
I will
architectural school in Nigeria, right?
Yeah, I'm going to architecture school in Nigeria. I'm going to university.
Well, there couldn't be that many universities in Nigeria teaching architecture. So you're probably going to. There's probably only how many? What, 2 schools in Nigeria that teach architectural?
Yeah.
So it probably wouldn't be hard to find you. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's be hard to find me.
You know what? You know what I want to do? I got this recorded, and I want to post it on YouTube. And did you know that?
Okay.
Did you know someone's going to recognize your voice? Eventually, someone's going to recognize your voice, my friend. What do you think about that?
So I will advise you to stop wasting your time. Do you understand that?
Why should I stop wasting my time?
Your time.
Why?
Because you can never find me.
Well, maybe not. Karma will eventually find you, though. Now what?
You can never find me, so you just have to stop wasting your time.
I ain't looking to find you. I don't care to find you. I don't want to associate with. I don't want to associate with a thief. I don't want to associate with someone that's stealing money from people. You know, it's worse that you're stealing money from people. That's called bank fraud, my friend. Did you know that? That's called bank fraud. That's bank fraud. You're sending overseas. You're sending checks, and you're getting a surplus of money. I mean, do you have any idea like what kind of crimes you're committing, and you don't think it'll eventually catch up with you?
Okay.
Guess what?
Technology.
Listen, the world's getting smaller and smaller, and eventually.
Yeah, I'm smart.
You think you're smart, but you wasted 30 minutes of your time talking with me. So how smart are you?
Because I know you can never catch me. There's no way for you to find me.
I don't want to catch you. What would I do with you if I caught you?
You can't.
I don't want to catch you. I don't want to catch you.
You can't. There's no way for you to find me. So why are you wasting your time? What? Okay, if I'm in the United States and I told you I'm in Alabama or I'm somewhere in Washington or somewhere in California, there's no way for you to find me. So that's why I told you stop wasting your time.
I don't know what to tell you. I mean,
yeah.
What do you plan to do with your architectural degree after you get out of college?
After my college, I'm gonna look for a good job and get scamming.
Where? In Nigeria? In Nigeria?
I don't think so. If I have the opportunity to travel down to other countries, I'll be happy with that.
To what
I have been to maybe Asia, Europe, somewhere in Germany or France or Spain. But I don't like Spain economy, so that country is fucked. Like I told you, I have been to many countries. I have been to Turkey, I've been to and I've been to Dubai. So what else do you want to tell me?
I guess. Well, I think this conversation's gone on way too far, way too long, and I want you to know that I still think you're a scumbag. I think you're a scumbag from stealing money from people. I think you should be ashamed of yourself. And
I should be ashamed.
I hope.
I'm not believing.
I hope that one day that you're on your last dollar, and you don't have that much money, and you're stranded somewhere, and someone comes along and takes your money, and see how you feel about it. Someone stealing from you, and see how that feels. And you know what? It's going to happen, and you're going to remember all the people that you scammed and you treated like crap.
Well, hello?
Yes.
Do you think that's possible?
Right, because you don't have a conscience. You don't have
Because
a conscience. You don't have
it's not
empathy for
possible.
people.
Because I'll use money for bills and all that, so it's not possible. Just for someone else to just come down in my house and put a gun on my forehead and ask me to bring out my money. It's not possible.
Yeah, it's okay. It's okay to pay your bills with other people's money. You know, that's okay. You're stealing from a hardworking woman in, let's say, Tennessee that has 5 kids, and she sells you a laptop in order to get enough money to pay her rent, and then you scam her out of $300-400, and then she can't pay rent, and then she's thrown out of her home. No, she can't buy money for her kids. Yeah, okay, I understand. Yeah, I feel for you. I feel sorry for you.
After talking with this buffoon for like 40 minutes, of course, there I hung up on him there at the end. But he called me back, and I spoke a little bit more with him, and he's basically just going over what he just told me before, and that all this that he went on to say, do you know what it's like waking up in the morning, not having anything to eat, and going hungry? And I told him, I says, well, you're a pretty smart guy, and to do something sophisticated like, contacting someone from the United States and, and then corresponding with someone else that's in the United States to transfer money to you, that takes a lot of work and time. And if he spent that same effort, going online to make money, like doing internet marketing, and so forth, that, he'd have just as much success doing that than to steal from somebody. He's claiming that he's wanting to go to school, and so he has to, find some, body to, some way to pay for it. And I told him, I says, listen, you're not paying for anyone. I says, you're stealing from people. There's a lady that's waking up at 6 o'clock in the morning, and she's going as a maid, or a housekeeper, and she's getting on her hands and knees and scrubbing toilets and cleaning and taking out people's garbage and whatever, and you're just trying to steal money from her or him, and so it's like he didn't understand that. And I says, you're not making money, you're taking her money. But later he's like, oh, I want to change, blah blah blah. And then he texts me, and here's the text here on the video that shows. He says, send me a way to make money, because I was explaining to him. I says, hey, you can do internet marketing. You can do other ways to make money online instead of just scamming people. Anyways, I'm sure it fell to deaf ears, and that didn't change anything.